Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur. And can Uber legally take as much as 81% of your surge? That is a question that has been asked many, many times since I have posted my video that Uberman has since posted. And then the rideshare professor made huge waves yesterday when he posted a video that showed a more than $1,000 fare for a driver and Uber taking almost $700 of that. It is out of control, guys. It is very much out of control. But the question remains, can Uber legally do this? And the answer might surprise you. Now, when I was doing my St. Patrick's Day, or specifically my not driving for Uber St. Patrick's Day live stream, a YouTuber who, to be honest, I had never heard of before, named Ride with Peterson, commented something that was interesting. He said, read sections 4.1 and 4.4 of the user agreement. Now, full disclosure, he has made his own video about this, and it's a little bit more technical than what mine is going to be, and it's well worth watching. So I'm going to link to it below, and he doesn't have 1,000 subscribers yet. That is a shame. So subscribe to his channel while you're at it, because he has some very interesting videos. And he is, I believe, an Uber Select driver. So he talks about a side of the business that I am not qualified to talk about. But I've got the user agreement here, and we're going to scroll down. It's very long, as you can see. Like, very, very long. And 4.1. 4.1 is fare calculation and your payment. You are entitled to charge a fare for each instance of completed transportation service provided to a user that are obtained via the Uber services fare, where such fare is calculated based on a base fare amount plus distance as determined by company using location-based services enabled through the device and or time amounts as detailed by uber.com/cities for the applicable territory fare calculation. I'm sorry, folks, but we do have to get through this. You acknowledge and agree that the fare provided under the fare calculation is the only payment you'll receive in connection with the provision of transportation services, and that neither the fare nor the fare calculation includes any gratuity. So the translation for that is that basically whatever the calculation for the distance and the time is on Uber's end, you are agreeing that that's all you're going to get paid for. Which, we're kind of aware of that, but let's keep going. Let's see here. You are also entitled to charge user for any tolls, taxes, or fees incurred during the provision of transportation services, if applicable. You appoint company as your limited payment collection agency solely for the purpose of accepting with fare applicable tolls, and depending on the region and or if requested by you, applicable taxes and fees from you user on your behalf via the payment processing functionality facilitated by the Uber services. And to agree that payments made by Uber to company or to affiliate company acting as an agent company shall be considered the same as payment made directly by user to you. In addition, the parties acknowledge and agree that as between you and company, the fare is a recommended amount. It's a recommended amount. Where was I? And the primary purpose of the prearranged fare is to act as the default amount in the event you do not negotiate a different amount. Was not aware we were negotiating anything. You shall always have the rights to 1, charge a fare that is less than the prearranged fare. Well, I'm glad we can charge less. And or 2, negotiate your request a fare that is lower than a prearranged fare for each of 1 and 2, herein a negotiated fare. Company shall consider all such requests from you in good faith. It's so nice of Uber. We can negotiate the fare to be lower, but not higher. Let's see here. Company agrees to remit or cause to be remitted to you at least on a weekly basis. A, the fare is less than the applicable service fee. B, the tolls. And C, depending on the region, certain taxes and ancillary fees. If you have separate agreement, other amounts may be deducted from the fare prior to the readmittance to you, e.g. vehicle finance payments, lease payments, mobile device usage. The or such deductions from the fare shall be determined exclusively by a company as between you companies. So, wow, lawyers, I swear. So, Anyway, basically, that is a fancy way of saying you get paid the distance and the time. But where does that leave the surge? Because the surge is part of the distance and the time. You're just getting more of it. Well, let's scroll down to 4.4. This is where it gets a little irritating, and thankfully, this one's not as long. Seriously. Service fee. In consideration of company's provision of the driver app and the Uber services for your use and benefit hereunder, you agree to pay company a service fee on a per transportation services transaction basis calculated as a percentage of the fare determined by the fare calculations regardless of any negotiated fare. Yeah, okay, we got to pause for a second. Basically, that means you pay the fee on what you are promised to pay, but you're not entitled to any of the negotiated fare, which I believe is the upfront pricing. That's the undriven miles that Uber charges the rider. Let's see here. Where was I? As provided to you via email or otherwise made available electronically by company from time to time for the applicable territory, service fee. In the event regulations applicable to your territory requires tax to be calculated in the fare, company shall calculate the service fee based on the fare net of such taxes. Company, here's where it's important. Company, where is it? Reserves the right to change the service fee at any time in company's discretion based upon local market factors, and company will provide you with notice in the event of such change, which they did. Continued use of the Uber services after any such change in the service fee calculation shall constitute your consent to such change. Now, what does this mean? Well, you know how Uber notified you how the surge was changing? It's because they changed the definition of the surge. The surge used to be part of the payment. Now, the surge is part of the service fee, which is under a completely different payment terms in terms of how you're going to get paid. So, and again, Ride with Peterson explained this so much better than I probably will, which is why I hesitate to even make the video, but it's worth bringing up. This is how it's technically legal, because in 4.1, it says you shall be paid based on distance and time. In 4.4, it says there are a different set of payment rules in terms of a service fee. The surge is now a service fee. Sneaky SOBs they are, I tell you. Now, does this mean it's not worth protesting? Does this mean it is not worth getting the media involved? Does this mean it is not worth, getting involved in the hashtag? Of course not. Uber changed these terms willingly. They can change them again if they want. I mean, it's, how should I put this? It's discouraging, to say the least. It's especially discouraging because you know that no class action lawsuit will work now. They changed the terms, you agreed to them, there's nothing to sue them over. But you can still blast their Twitter and Facebook accounts. You can still blast their emails. You can still call the offices. And keep an eye on channels like mine, and Rideshare Professor, and Uberman, and Drive Girl Drive, and Uber Hints, and Your Driver Mike. And listen to our podcast, which will be on iTunes and Google Play Store very soon, I want to add. We're going to continue talking about what can be done. We are planning some strategies to get the media involved in this, get the passengers involved in this, because here's the thing. Passengers will not like hearing that they're getting ripped off. When they find out that they paid $1,000 for a ride and the ride realistically only cost $400, they're going to be pissed. They are going to be pissed. And we can bring that to their attention. So keep an eye. I will be making some very activist-like videos, if you will. In the meantime, if you like this video, well, first of all, go to Ride with Peterson, subscribe to his channel, watch his video. It's probably way more informative than this one was, I have to admit. And after that, comment below on this one, like, favorite, share, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month. Don't drive, and flame responsibly. And I'll see you on the Daily Rideshare.